Once you've satisfied your hunger, get ready for more of the hottest casino games in Vegas. Our 24-hour, 30-table non-smoking poker room proudly hosts all the most popular poker games with a variety of betting limits. Visit the poker room for a schedule of daily tournaments. Whether you're going to hold 'em or fold 'em, the best place for poker is at South Point Casino. You'll notice that our craps tables are usually the loudest in the casino. If you've never played, join one of our free craps lessons to find out what makes this game so exciting. Check with the craps dealer for schedules and give it a roll. Bingo is also an exciting way to spend your time. We offer 7 sessions of bingo every day. Bingo! And each session includes a cash ball jackpot, 12 bingo games, a progressive double action game, and a $10,000 bonus coverall. Electronic units are available. If you haven't played bingo with us, give it a try today. Guests can also get in on the action at our one-of-a-kind race and sports books. 2 separate rooms designed to maximize your experience and comfort. Our sports book, with over 400 seats, puts you right in the middle of the action, 24 hours a day. The friendly ticket writers are happy to help, and it's conveniently located next to the famous Del Mar Deli, where you'll find supersized portions of delicious deli items like roast beef, pastrami, and Reuben sandwiches, or soups, salads, and pizza, plus spectacular desserts fit for a king. And right next door is the race book, over 150 seats, each with its own TV screen. There are 16 interactive player terminals, so you can bet right from your seat.
Punchlines with Frank Nicotero starts now!
That was my man, Matt Light. Thank you for the cold open and a very cold Cleveland, but an even colder final score. We'll talk about that later. Hello and welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Lunch with Punch. Look behind me. The South Point's, look, you can see the South Point Sportsbook. Look, they got their Christmas tree up. It's beginning to look a lot like, you can't see it? No. Can you see it? Do we have that camera? Can we switch to that camera? It's not working anymore? All right. There we go. There's a shot. That's almost, well, that's actually the point of view of the tree. That's actually, we placed a GoPro on top of the tree. There you go. Anyway, this show is a fun mix of sports, comedy, conversation, viral videos, and posts, plus gambling advice. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and today's show, we found somebody more bored by an announcement of a baseball award than Paul Skeens. It was Shohei Ohtani's dog, Decoy. So Shohei won the MVP. The dog wanted no business. Soon as they announced it, I think it was everyone. My dog. So the dog, soon as they applauded, the dog got freaked out and took off. Paul Skeens possibly still sleeping after winning his Rookie of the Year. So today on the show, ladies and gentlemen, at 12:20, I think we have a video call I don't want to take, but a bet is a bet. Bill Sindelar, Cleveland Browns superfan, who we were joking yesterday how much of a lopsided victory it would be. He's going to call in again. I have to be a man of my word. Then stopping by later to jump on the show, director of the Sportsbook here, Chris Andrews, will be here. But joining me on the desk for his second appearance on the show, he's here to tell us exactly what he thinks of the Chicago Bears season and his other favorite Chicago things. He's headlining the Delirious Comedy Club down on Fremont Street inside Hennessy's. The very funny John Caponera is here. Woo! All right, what's happening, John? Doing a little salute.
whatever camera, I don't know. But.
Everyone sees you, buddy. So what's happening?
Man, life is good.
Life is good.
Life is good. You know, I moved here a few years ago.
Right.
To get out of L.A. My daughter turned 18.
Right.
I didn't have to stay there anymore because I was divorced.
Okay.
And I bought a home here several years ago, and I was renting it.
Okay.
And I thought, hey, I'll keep the rental. I'll get another house.
Right.
Well, at the time, they were selling everything $30,000 over appraisal.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not playing this game. So I ended up moving in my own house that I own. It was a Henderson policeman lived there, young kid, like 25 years old, with his girlfriend, who's also a Henderson policewoman.
Oh, my God. Okay, good friends to know.
And I just ended up fixing it up, making it my own. And, I was there by myself for like 6 months, and I'm like, this is eerie. I'm living in this big house alone.
Right.
I got to get some life in her. So I went and got a golden retriever.
Okay.
Yeah,
golden retriever. All right, Ann's a golden retriever
Then
fan.
I meet a woman, and we
good for women.
we
We're
hit
applying
it
for women
off
as well. Women and golden
we
retriever.
hit it off, and then she has a dog that she gets from they were going to put the dog down because she thinks her other dog's going to die, and didn't leave the other one alone. Well, they don't get along because this one's full of piss and vinegar. And he wants to hump him. He wants to fight him. She calls me in a panic. What? I can't take this dog. It's too much. The dog's stressing my dog. I said, bring it over. See if he gets along with Coco.
Right.
They're like best friends immediately. So now I'm there. I got a girlfriend. I got two dogs. I'm in bed here, man. I'm in deep.
You're living in
but you know
Vegas.
what? I'm picking up gigs left and right.
Yeah. You were at Delirious last night, right?
I'm at Delirious all weekend. It's fun. You know, they got a couple guys came in last night, did some guest sets, and it's a neat room. They just they're having a hard time, you know, getting people in because before they were at the Grand, right?
Yeah, it
was at the Grand Hotel,
Right.
and they would get a lot of people from the hotel come down.
Okay.
But now they're at the, in Hennessy's bar, which is a great bar.
Great bar, good food.
And it's a great little room.
Yeah.
But, they have like a little canopy out in front. There's no neon sign.
Right.
No one knows it's a comedy club there unless you walk in. But, when there are people there, it's fun.
Okay. Chris, are you coming back? Is he coming? Oh, he's not. Okay. Okay, all right. See, they're waiting. Hold on. They're going to say hello to each other. There we go.
I was just going to say hi. I can't.
Okay, yeah, if you can't make it, that's all right.
A little bit?
No, I can't. I got called by the boss. I answer to a higher power.
All right.
Michael Gone.
Can I swing by the office and say hi, or are you going to be there?
I should be back about 1.
Okay, so anyway, folks, we have a busy show today.
I was seeing that the
dog park, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you, John.
All right. Stop in at the cafe. I got a couple buddies meeting for lunch.
Okay, come see me.
All right, there you go. All right, so there was Chris Andrews, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Andrews was on the show. Officially, that counts as an appearance. Put it on his resume. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to get back with John today on the Punch Menu. Yes, you do. Let me talk to Ann, fill out the paperwork. Coming up on our comedy clip of the day, something really funny, picks at 12:36, and in Punch Bowl Pundits, which we're going to do with John, we have an amazing effing dinner. It'll make sense when you see it. And a high school hooper shows off. But first, it's a breaking video, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's time for breaking video. So the F1 race is in town this weekend. What do you think of the F1 race here?
Well, I'm irritated. I'll tell you why. Because last year I was booked at Jimmy Kimball's.
Okay. Oh, no.
And they have, all of a sudden, they have the race the same weekend.
Yeah.
So I get a call, listen, man, we can't do this. We're closing the club that week because of the race.
Okay.
So I'm out, X amount of dollars.
Oh, no, they didn't want to pay
And I can't get it back in the club now.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on, man?
It's like, well, you didn't have anyone show up for your week. And you're like, there was no week.
You can't throw me another bone in another week.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah,
we got to talk to Gary over there.
That irritated me, but I guess it was a hit last year. They got a 10-year contract, right?
They have a 10-year contract. Now, what I've been told is by Keith Lyle, our friend, that they have to do 3. Is that right, Vince? They have to do 3. So they have to do next year. Then there's a clause where Vegas can back out, which I have a feeling Vegas is going to back out. Is it bringing in a lot of money? I think he said it last year. It brought in $1.5 billion, and this year it's only bringing in $250 million. Only $250 million, but. I don't know.
How is that not a success?
I don't know. But here's, I think, the main thing. And as a resident, locals hate it, right? It's
locals hate it. They can't get to work.
The traffic, the dealers and bar workers and everything. So I don't know. But this guy seemed to get, this is our breaking video. So the valets are ready at the Venetian Hotel for anything that comes about. Look at this guy. It's obviously a promotion, but the guy pulls up in his Red Bull car. And this is kind of funny. So instead of handing his keys to the valet guy, he hands him a steering wheel, and the valet guy's like, I don't know how to do this. So there you go. I don't know if they charge for the F1 cars down there, but there you go. So yeah, I went out last night just to grab a little ambiance. I just was like, this was the dumbest idea. Because I'm going to blame Jeff Parles for this. Yesterday, Jeff Parles, one of our co-hosts, he was here with his parents are in town. He goes, oh my God, I was on the Strip last night. It was empty. So I go, oh, okay, let's maybe take a drive last night up and down the Strip. No, they were testing the cars. They were filming a scene for the Brad Pitt movie, right? Because they need some footage for this movie F1 that comes out next summer. So it was a nightmare. So we could get on the Strip, but you couldn't get past maybe like New York or something.
Tropicana.
The Tropicana, yeah. So we ended up at Casa de Amor over, had some fried ravioli and a beer. But it's the impact is really, people hate it here.
Yeah, the locals, they're not happy with it,
No.
And
can you name an F1 driver?
No.
Exactly. That's the other thing. Is like everyone in this town knows every football player, baseball player, basketball, hockey, because the Golden Knights. No one knows what the hell's going on. The other breaking story, we don't have any video, but we'll just talk about it. Daniel Jones, who's been the longtime starter for the New York Giants, they benched him so in case he got hurt, they wouldn't have to pay his $23 million salary. So today the Giants just went, you know what? We're letting you go. So they cut him.
Oh, my God. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so Daniel Jones has been cut by the New York Giants. He is free to go on any team that wants to pick him up. And immediately everyone's talking about the San Francisco 49ers, who Brock Purdy's hurt. They don't know what's going on. So could he be in uniform this week? That seems a little far-fetched. But Daniel Jones is now going to get paid.
Not a bad backup to have, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, he's a good quarterback. I just think the Giants were kind of hopeless. But he's been cut, and now he gets to collect $40 million. For doing nothing.
What? So they saved 23, but they still have to pay him 40?
Yeah, next year's 40, and then if he would get hurt this year and out for all next year, I believe they'd have to then pay him. Not really sure what happened there. It was just a couple of the sides. I'm just going to tuck those up there. I don't know how that fell. But yeah, so they'd have to pay him his $23 million instead of 40. It's just, it's best just to cut him and everyone go their separate ways. I think that's what they're doing. So I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our comedy clip of the day. So this is more of a sweet video. And you can't do this to me again. I look over and has a cigar in her mouth. I know it's like a Slim Jim, but she looks like a coach from the 1950s.
This is my Oscar Madison.
Oscar Madison. All right, well, he was a sports writer, so that fits. So here we go. Comedy clip of the day. I really should say this is more of a sweet video. You'll appreciate this, John. This dad carried his daughter off the mat when she was injured, so it's more of a sweet clip than a comedy clip. I'm lying. It's funny because watch. Oh no, Dad. Oh God.
Oh, just it's like out of nowhere, his knees collapse.
He's like, I'm going to carry my little girl off the mat. It's been a long time since I've done this. Bam! And he's down. So now they're both injured. The injury for him is his pride, ladies and gentlemen.
It looked like an ACL to me.
It could have been. His tendon might have snapped. That is not good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check in. It's roll call. Let's check in. Roll call, John, is where we kind of see who's in our chat room. We have a very active chat room. And I had a question. Now, you being from Chicago, I feel like you'll have a good answer. What's the best bad weather game that you ever remember attending or maybe watching? I feel like maybe there was some snow games.
I think the one with the Eagles in the playoffs.
The fog. Is this the fog?
Yes.
I can't. Were you there? Or
no,
do you remember watching?
No, I was. I remember watching it.
Trying to watch it.
Right.
If you don't know about this, that had to have been in the late 80s.
It came off the Lake Michigan, and because
it was a
stadium's right there in the lake.
It was a playoff game. It might have been 86. It might have been the year after they won the Super. I can't remember.
It was right around there.
It was right around there. Yeah. So there was fog. Now, the NFL's rule is they don't stop games for snow or rain. They stop for lightning, obviously, for safety. I don't know if fog was ever written into the book, but you couldn't see the game. The announcers were like, we don't know what's going on.
Right.
It's the Fog Bowl, and Philadelphia won. Right? Or did Chicago win?
I don't, can we look that up?
Can we look that up? Fog Bowl? Can we look up Fog Bowl?
I don't think Philly won that year.
Who won? Well, they won that game.
I think the Bears won.
Who won? The Bears, 20 to 12. We think. We still don't know if that's the final score or not.
We couldn't see the scoreboard.
It was unbelievable. Sean, I know you were too young to watch this game. They tried to bring the cameras down to field level because obviously the up high camera wasn't working at all. But even the field camera, you could just see like legs of people running, and that was it. It was the stupidest thing. They should have stopped that game for at least an hour.
Yeah, that's what comes to mind when you say
the Fog Bowl, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was at the coldest game I've ever been in my life. I've been to two cold games, one in Pittsburgh against the Cleveland Browns, which was a playoff game where the Steelers actually won. But I went to one game in Buffalo. I'm sure you've been to Buffalo. The coldest I've ever been in my life, sitting on metal like at Rich Stadium, and literally the coldest I've ever been in my life. I was losing feelings in all my extremities, and it was like the second quarter.
What were you doing in Buffalo?
Because my buddy's brother lived there, and he's like, come up to Buffalo for a game. He had really good seats, and we went up, and it was just cold. It was like 0 wind chill up in Buffalo. And before halftime, we had to leave. I go, I can't sit here anymore.
Lake effect snow.
It was ridiculous. So the coldest I've ever been in my life is Buffalo. It was crazy. All right, so roll call. Let's take a look, see if anyone else brought up any games here. Paul, I once had to sit through a 9-inning game in 75-degree weather in San Diego. It was torture to watch the Padres win. Ha, 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 ha. All right, we're going to hear from Paul soon. Oh, the lovely Erin O'Connor Aviators opening day 2023, freezing and windy. Ann remembers, gift store sweatshirts were sold out. We lasted 3 innings. That's Aaron O'Connor, who's married to Bob Zaney.
Yeah.
Aaron watches all the time. Thank you, Aaron. So wait a second, Ann, you remember this game? How cold could have it been in what, March or April here in Vegas?
It was the first game at the new stadium.
Okay.
I wasn't there yet. I didn't work the first season there, but it was miserable. High winds.
Oh, high winds, light winds.
Yeah, it was bad.
Joey B says best bad weather game. Now, he lives in Colorado. He was a student at Colorado State, a Halloween game, national TV, Hughes Stadium. Drunk students sliding down grass hills into the end zones. Nick Sansone, I played a softball tournament in Florida where it rained so bad we had to play games in the mud and basically had to tiptoe to run the bases. And then Keith Lyle, early April 1983 at Old Comiskey Park. It was about 30 degrees and wind coming off the lake, and it was freezing. Who's Eli Manning? We have someone portraying to be Eli Manning. Eli Manning, what's that? Oh, is that the fog ball? Thank you. There it is. Now, you can faintly see, that's going to be Dan Hampton right there, I think. If that's Chicago Bears number 99, that's what people watched at home.
That's a picture of the game?
That's an actual picture, because if you look, it's sharper down here on the left. Yeah, that's Dan Hampton.
It just looks like a white screen or a gray screen.
Yeah, that's it. That you can faintly make out Dan Hampton there. Aaron O'Connor, the Charlie Brown music isn't quite depressing enough. Wait, what is she talking about? Oh, wait, Frank. Joey B says, can you ask John about his experience on Star Search with Ed McMahon? Any funny or interesting stories or insights about the show? You were on Star Search.
I was. And I remember I won a couple times, so I got into the semifinals.
Okay.
And I'm facing Jenny Jones, right?
Oh, God. Yeah.
And she comes out in this like mini skirt.
Right.
And her hair is all frazzled up.
She had the big hair.
Yeah. And for a minute there, I said to myself, I wish I had a mini skirt right now. Because she goes out and does the thing. I could do my thing. So we're standing there waiting for the votes to be tallied.
Right.
And Ed McMahon turns to her and says, now, Jenny, remember Thursday bloopers. She was going to do the bloopers and blunders show with them. She was already in cahoots.
Oh, my God.
And then I'm like, well, I got a snowball's chance in hell of winning this. And sure enough, and the winner, Jenny Jones.
Oh, my God.
Well, no shit.
Don't forget dinner on Thursday. Yeah, right. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So that was kind of crazy.
I remember I watched Star Search avidly as a kid. I remember Brad Garrett. I remember watching Brad Garrett. Carrot Top. Bob Zaney beat Carrot Top.
Yeah.
And when you go see Carrot Top, he shows that clip of Bob Zaney beating him. Wow. What a great experience, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it got me to L.A.
Yeah.
I was like in Chicago. I was headlining the local clubs and stuff.
Sure.
And I didn't have enough money to move to New York or L.A. because I wanted to pursue acting. But I finally got enough kitty up to go.
Yeah.
And when that call came through, I goes, well, this is an omen. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I loaded up my little Corolla. I drove to L.A. You know what's funny is they put us up right next to the Hyatt. It's right next to the Comedy Store.
Oh, yeah. That was the Riot House is what they called it in the 70s.
Sunset, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in my room and I look down. I see, oh, hey, there's the Comedy Store, the world famous Comedy Store. I goes, I wonder if I could go down and they'll let me do my set,
right?
Because I was taping the next
sure,
night.
You want to run your
so
set?
I go down there and I said, listen, is there any way I can get on? I says, I'm doing Star Search tomorrow night. I wouldn't mind running my set. And he said, let me see. I think it was Harris Pete or somebody, a curmudgeon of a comic. And so anyway, he comes back. He goes, yeah, we'll get you up. Just take a seat in the back.
Okay.
So I finally get up. I do 10 minutes as opposed to the 2 minutes you get on stage.
Right.
And I have a pretty killer set.
Right.
So I'm walking off and I'm just going to the back room and they go, hey, Mitzi wants to talk to you. I'm like,
the owner of the Comedy Store.
Mitzi?
Right.
He goes, the owner of the club. She's in the back. So I see her. She goes, so are you out here for good, John? Or are you just doing the show? I go, no, I moved here. I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. She goes, call in Monday for spots.
Come on.
Well, everyone starts shaking my hands. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, dude, she just made you a paid regular. There's guys working the door that have been here for 2 years.
Trying to get on.
Trying to be a paid regular.
Wow.
I didn't know it was that, But you know what? I had honed my act in the Midwest.
Yeah, sure.
I had 45 to an hour of material.
You were
It
ready.
wasn't like I tried to start in LA.
No,
like,
you were ready.
Like some of these doormen were.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you know who was doorman at the time?
I know.
Mark.
Craig T.
Mark, he's got the big podcast. Mark.
Mark.
Mark
Mark Maron.
Mark Maron.
Mark Maron. No,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Was he
yeah.
really?
Him and Jimmy Schubert and a couple other guys. Yeah.
So, do you know John Knight from Pittsburgh, comedian John Knight?
No, I'm not
has been around. Him
familiar.
and Billy Elmer, all the older guys that I started with, or were legends before me. So, John and I were at the Comedy Store to do our audition for Mitzi.
Yeah.
And I bring my cousin with me, and John goes up, does his set, and then I go up. And I had a good set, right? And I get off and I go to my cousin. I go, that was good. I go, was Mitzi watching? He goes, as soon as you walked up on stage, Pauly Shore walked in, who's her son, and they talked the whole time. Then she stood up and walked out right when you were introduced. And or right when you were like in the middle of your show, she left. And I'm like, she left because the laughter was so loud, she couldn't talk to her son. So I called in. They're like, yeah, you didn't pass. I'm going, well, she didn't watch it. And then I went to the Laugh Factory.
I don't blame you. There's a million stories about people that she just didn't watch or got up
Exactly.
and left.
I was never a regular
Somebody
there.
joined her at the table
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
what
not
happened.
even watching
No,
you.
that's exactly what happened.
No, I mean.
All right, let's do That's Crazy real quick. We got a That's Crazy, and John even has one that Keith submitted for him. So here we go. Chalk the Cat. Here we go. This is our little animation. I need a sip of water.
Crazy.
What? That's crazy.
All right, these are things that we found crazy. John, Keith put one in for you. This is your That's Crazy.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't that nice of him to do?
Yeah, I was going to say it because he didn't prep me on this.
So let's see. Go ahead and throw up the graphic again. I believe this is Shohei Ohtani. So Shohei Ohtani has 3 unanimous MVP awards in the last 4 years. No other player in the 4 major sports history has more than 1 in his entire career.
Now,
So
does that mean not one person did not vote?
he got all the first place votes? Is what unanimous
okay,
means. Like
okay,
everyone's
that's what
like,
you gotta
you're
get.
the number one. Yeah. and
Right,
sometimes you might get a sports writer in the town the player's in who didn't like him or something, and we'll put him second just to be a jerk. But no, Shohei got all the first place votes, and he's done it 3 of the last 4 years. I mean, he literally
It's never
is-
been done.
No, he's a modern day Babe Ruth, for God's sakes.
Oh, even the stats prove that.
Yeah,
if you compare their pitching stats,
Yes.
and their hitting stats,
We showed that on the show.
Did you? It's
Identical.
uncanny how close they are.
And he's just going to get better and better. The Dodgers are already favored to win the World Series next year. And for my That's Crazy, I have to talk about the Steelers, and that'll segue nicely into our guest who's coming up. Here we go. So I have a Mike Tomlin graphic. Is that right? Here we go. I got to read this. I can't believe I have to read this. So Mike Tomlin is now 0-4 in Cleveland on Thursday nights. There's the 4 losses. We had a shot last night. Honestly, I really think he bungled some of the calls. He will never be fired from that job. The Steelers just don't do that. We've had 3 coaches since 1969.
How many do you think the Bears have had?
The Bears have had 3 since we started the show, I believe. I mean, my God, that's really for you. I know it's like you have Ditka and then everyone else.
Are you ready to talk about the game last night?
Well-
Can you? Hey, that shank killed you. That shank punt.
The punt was bad.
Well,
and that
plus,
kid, he's
you know
been
when
great
they
all
had
year.
an interception at 4 minutes
Yes!
left, I went, "Oh, game
It's
over.
over.
Game over." And then they go 3 and out. They go 3 and out, and that shank punt was like it didn't even cross the 50.
No, and that kid's been good all year for us. Let's see. Joey B. Bob Zaney was great Star Search, and Ed McMahon. Oh, he has great Ed McMahon stories. Bob Zaney. Next time Bob's here, we'll have to ask him. Joey B. Okay, hold on. So we have our guest. We're going to take a 30-second break, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not going to do anything but talk to him. I'm not going to take a break. It's a break, but I'm not going on break in. They gave me shit for going on break. Okay, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 30 seconds. Bill Sindelar. Oh, were we back? You counted? I can't hear you when I have headphones on. We'll work this out on show 300, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So anyway, yesterday we had my friend Bill Sindelar on the show, who's a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan. He didn't even want to go to the game because he's so mad at his team, and we knew that the Steelers would win this game. Well, the Steelers didn't win the game, so after the game, I see Bill Sindelar text pop up. I open it. He's like, "I'm free to talk tomorrow." I'm like, son of a... So here he is, ladies and gentlemen, live from Los Angeles. Bill Sindelar's return to the show. Oh, and today he's wearing Cleveland Brown garb.
Well, hey, Frank, what's gone on in the last 24 hours?
Well, Bill, you were on the program yesterday, and we said the Steelers will win. You didn't even fly into the game. You were working at the Talk. You said you didn't even want to go. And then the game happened.
Yeah, no, I felt like, it's been a hard season. I've gone to 5 of the games. They were 1-5. We only beat the Ravens. And I felt like, it's Thursday night. Ben Roethlisberger at one point was the most winningest quarterback in the history of the stadium, which is so pathetic. And,
he had more wins than Cleveland quarterbacks, yeah.
Yeah, and then then the game was on, and then I'm like, wow, I thought Tomlin was a good coach, and he decided to take a penalty, and instead of it being 4th and 2, he decides to let it go 3rd and 7 and give us 2 more chances on a defense that couldn't really stop us in the 4th quarter. And then all that happened, Frank.
And then he burned the timeout. He burned a timeout after that whole debacle of accepting or declining the penalty. I'm at home screaming. So I'm going to say Coach Tomlin blew that game, and congratulations, Bill, on your win. Now you have 3 wins.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Here's the other thing about your team too. You guys would have won if T.J. Watt wasn't hurt and played last night because he didn't play, right? He was inactive, right?
No, he was in the lineup, Bill. He just didn't really make any.
Wait, I thought he was inactive because I didn't hear his name once last night.
I didn't either.
For the defending, isn't he? He's the defending defensive player of the year, isn't he? Right?
I hear sarcasm in his voice.
There's a lot of sarcasm. John Caponera hears a little sarcasm in your voice, Bill. Yes.
No.
Did Myles Garrett do anything?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure. I think he had 3 sacks and a fumble in the first half. In the first half, and I think T.J. Watt was watching from the sideline and didn't do anything, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was just a mess. They just can't win in Cleveland. Congratulations.
Something I never thought I would ever hear.
Now, what jersey are you wearing right there? Who is that? 34 or 24? Is that?
No. It's my Chubb jersey. Chubb is literally the heart and soul of that team. I mean, I was at the game when he came back, and the place was just electric. He's just that guy, So it was nice to, after everything he went through. I mean, he only had 54 yards last night, but to have 2 touchdowns and the last one to seal it and everything was awesome. But listen, obviously joking aside, the truth is I would still rather be 8-3 than 3-8 because you're going to be in the playoffs and I'm going to be sitting at home watching you guys. So now it's just always fun to beat a division rival.
Now we have John Caponera here. John Caponera is a longtime Chicago Bears fan, so he kind of is understanding the misery, although they have the one Super Bowl in '85. Would you rather be a Cleveland Browns fan this year or a Chicago Bears fan this year, John?
I'd still rather be a Bears fan.
A Bears fan, yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about
well, but the future's different because the difference with you is we were set up the last 2 years to go to the AFC Championship game, right? That's the mindset. Right. And the cap is blown now for the next 2 years, and all the young people that they had under rookie contracts are gone, right? They're going to have to make more money. Yeah. And Deshaun Watson is $70 million the next 2 seasons. So I have no idea. I would much rather be a Bears fan because at least you have a QB that you think might be able to do something for you.
And I think he is. And I think he's going to be. I think he's just going through rookie pains. And, of course. And he's going to figure it out because he's just too talented.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that the game last week against the Packers that we should have won.
Should have won that game, man.
You could see with a new, offensive coordinator what he could do. Yeah. And I just know if you look at his stats with all the other rookie QBs, he's right up there with them. Yeah. It's just that we had this promising we had this promising schedule at the beginning.
Right.
It was a light schedule.
Yes.
I thought if we could come out of that 5-2,
right,
he'll have enough games under his belt to go against the Packers.
Tougher competition,
yeah, because we still have our division, and they're all going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they are.
So I thought if we could, because we had a good D, and then when they lost to the Patriots in Arizona, I kind of tossed in the towel. I said, another season where we're out of it by Thanksgiving.
Listen,
there's nothing more demoralizing when your team is out of it by Thanksgiving.
But they're playing on Thanksgiving. Are they playing on Thanksgiving? No.
I don't know.
I think they are against Detroit, right? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What was that, Bill?
Oh, no. I was going to say, I mean, for us, we knew the season was over after we lost to the Raiders in week 3. That was the sad thing.
Yeah.
But, the beat writers have all come out. The thing is, Cleveland media, while they're not that good, also protect their own. And everyone said if they would have actually had a real QB competition, Watson would have either been third string or cut. He was that bad in preseason and in training camp. So that's how I already knew. I was like, we had the hardest schedule in the league. And when we couldn't beat the Raiders, I mean, Watson, when he was starting, the opposing teams were averaging 8 to 10 sacks a game.
Oh my God.
That's not the offensive line.
No.
At some point, that's not the offensive line.
Yeah.
So that's why if we would have just had average QB play, honestly, if we would have had a Russell Wilson, or even if Flacco was there, we'd be at 500.
Probably.
You guys, the Steelers remind me of the Browns. You guys are well coached, but like this season, you're winning the games that are tossed up, right? Because you could easily be 3-8. Because I think you're 6-1 or 5-2 or something in games. It's like, but that's what the NFL is, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, where are you today? Are you at the Talk again, or where are you?
I was at the Talk, and I was celebrating because Akbar, who is one of our co-hosts, was texting me during the game last night, and he's like, you need to give me stuff for Good Morning Football. Let's talk. And so I wore my Chubb jersey, and we were talking at the Talk today. But no, I'm at the gym, Frank. Frank, too many people our age are dying, Frank. Everyone's sick. Everyone's on medications. I am not about to end up a number, Frank. I am trying to take care of myself before I need knee replacement and hip replacement.
All right, Bill, I appreciate it. Look, the Steelers play the Browns in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We'll talk then.
And I'll come back on and talk, especially if we lose, because Pickens said the only reason why the Steelers won last night is because it was a snow game and that the Browns suck.
Oh, hey,
so
last question.
Don't think that's not good.
Right, and last question, Bill. Hold on, last question. There's talks in Cleveland. They're trying to get a dome stadium, and I think last night was proof that the fans you don't want a dome stadium in Ohio. That's ridiculous.
Yes, you do.
So I will say
Yes,
this. I will say this as a true football fan. I do not want it. I like the elements. However, it's a different day and age. And you can hold multiple events and do more things if you have an arena like that. But the caveat to that is this, and I'll leave you with this. In LA, right, every major concert comes through. There's hundreds of millions of people there's millions of people who just drive in the vicinity. The issue with Cleveland is, and I know this because my friends book concerts in Cleveland doesn't have expendable cash for events. So for them to say they want to build a dome so they can bring in a Taylor Swift, host big events and do all this stuff, it's great on paper, but people aren't coming and spending the money. So in my opinion, a dome, unless it just doesn't make sense in the area because they're not going to get people to spend money in those venues.
Oh, interesting. All right, Bill. All right, man. We'll talk in a couple of weeks. Good win for you. Congratulations.
See you
later, buddy.
Thanks.
So now Chicago, you can take those off now if you want, John. So Chicago, I know they want to talk about trying to get a new stadium. And was it a retractable roof or a dome? I mean, you don't want that.
Yeah, they want to go with the retractable roof or a dome. They haven't, it changes every week. It changes every month what they're going to do. And first it was Arlington, then they were going to go just south of the loop.
Right.
And they were going to do this, that, and the other. And it changes so much that it's still up in the air. But I think that's the way to go with a dome.
Yeah.
Because now they could have the Super Bowl. They could have all these box seats that they want.
Yeah.
They could it's a great city.
Yeah. Chicago's great.
I mean, if you're there, even in the wintertime for the Super Bowl in February, you got all these great restaurants, all these great bars, all these great places to go. It's a no-brainer for them to do it.
Chicago was the first city I had ever been to where bars were open until 4.
Yeah.
Because in Pittsburgh, they're 1:30, they're kicking you out, right? And then I remember being there, and whoever I was working with was like, no, bars are open until 4 here. I'm like, What? 4 o'clock? Oh, I've shut down bars at 4. Yeah, I was there in Chicago. That was great. All right, let's see here. So the talk, let's see if we have any more questions. Browns blew their chance on a number 1 pick. Myles Garrett, Nanny, and okay, I'm not going to read. Minidar. That game was big for playoff scenarios. Yeah. And then there's the Wilson Fields debate. Wilson throws jump balls to Pickens. Fields has scramble ability. I agree with you, Minidar. Dean Hill checking in. Cleveland is 2-1 in their division, so they could still win their division, but have a bad record for the rest of the league. JR, Bears future equals Arlington Heights Bears. So you were just mentioning that. Shanahan will have, okay, everyone.
What do you think is going to happen with Fields and
I think
they have to make a decision this year, don't they?
They maybe try to. I think Tomlin loves Russell Wilson. But he loves Justin Fields too. So I think they try to keep them both. I don't think they can.
The age difference.
Yeah, it's so big.
You got no few. How long are you going to have left with
Russell Wilson? A year or two. That someone was saying give him a year or two contract and then draft a quarterback and try to have him study under. But I have no idea what's going to go on. Smarter men can figure that out. That work for the Steelers. Okay, so let's move on to today's date, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to some picks. Today is November 22nd, 20.
This is 2020.
24. We usually do a Barbara Walters thing. Remember when she go 2020? Do we have it? Oh, you did? We didn't hear it. Damn it. All right. We're going to try it again. Today's November 22nd.
This is 2024.
2020. All right, so here we go. So what we do here, John, you probably see everyone does these national holidays. There's always like these National Ride a Bike Day. So I looked them up, and then I put a fake one in there and try to stump the crew, and then we do a thing with the AI magic here. So there weren't that many national days today. This is the first time that there's never been a lot. There was National Cranberry Relish Day and National Flossing Day. So instead, I'm reading you, since it's the end of November, our last show in November, these are the national month stuff for November. So one of these is fake, John. You have to pick out the fake one. Here we go. National Raisin Bread Month, Banana Pudding Lovers Month, National Rice Awareness Month, National Fondue Month, National Ride a Horse Month, Manatee Awareness Month, National Pepper Month, and National Pomegranate Month. So, John, as you'll see behind the board, behind the glass there, these are the ones they think is fake. Now, Jerry thinks fondue is fake. Sean thinks ride a horse is fake. Vince says rice awareness is fake. And what do you think?
Pepper.
You don't think it's pepper? Do you have a take on any of those?
Yeah, fondue. I don't think fondue.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone is right today. And once again, it is Sean. It is not Ride a Horse Month. I made that one up. Yeah, it's fondue month. It's rice awareness. Not really sure what that is. And I think last year on Manatee Month, I think that's when I recorded my famous song. It was Whiskey Day and Manatee Day. My song I recorded, a manatee named Whiskey. Yeah. Oh, maybe that'll show up on our top 10 moments of the year at the end of the year. All right, so this is also a birthday today of Scarlett Johansson turns 40. Kansas City Chief Juju Smith-Schuster is 28. And tennis legend Billie Jean King turns 81. So what we do, John, is we put them all in the AI machine, which is up in Utah where Caden is. So we combine all the days with the celebrity's birthday, and this is what AI comes up with. So there's Billie Jean King sitting on a giant pomegranate. Happy birthday to the queen of tennis. And Scarlett Johansson is underwater with a manatee, and she's eating fondue. Underwater fondue. That actually kind of looks like both of them today.
Billie Jean King's leg is coming out of the pomegranate.
It's coming out of the pomegranate. Now, what we like to tell people is everyone who's worried about AI taking over the planet, John, it's not ready. I mean, look at this. They have a leg coming out of a pomegranate, and Scarlett Johansson, who can apparently breathe and eat fondue. Manatee's like, hey, can I have some? So there you go. What's the red stuff? The red stuff might be pudding lover. That might be pudding. Not really sure. All right, the alarm went off, which means it's time for picks at 12:36. So we have an animation for this, too. And it's a catchy song. Punchline picks at 12:36. All right, John, since we have you here, I want to talk about your Chicago Bears. Your Chicago Bears are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Minnesota is good this year, right? Sam Darnold. So Minnesota's favored by 3.5 in Chicago, which you would have never thought you would hear. But what do you think of your Bears this week going against Minnesota?
I like them because I like home dogs in general.
Sure, right.
I like home dogs in general. And I think they were on to something last week against the Packers.
They should have won that game.
And, I never go against them.
Okay,
So.
I'm the same way.
All right, so I'm going to take the Bears.
Okay, now I have news for you. I did double check. I was pretty sure. The Bears play on Thanksgiving. The Bears are playing the Lions. Very, very good first place Lions. That line, Sean, what would you expect that to be? 8, 9, 10? 12.5 is Sean's prediction. Detroit always gets the Thanksgiving game, so the Bears on short rest got to go to Detroit. But that'll give you something to do on Thanksgiving at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be in Chicago.
Oh, you're going back to Chicago?
I go every year to do Zanies.
Oh, nice.
They've always left that weekend for me.
Come
open
on.
For 37 years. This is the 37th year going back to do Zanies in Chicago. This one's going to be at the Rosemont Club.
Oh, wow.
In the suburbs. But when I first moved to LA, I was 29 years old or whatever, and the owner of Zanies, who was still alive at the time, said, "Listen, John, if you want to come back for Thanksgiving to see the folks, I'll keep that weekend open for you."
Oh, come on.
So I came on it. It was a great show, great weekend. He said, "Well, we'll just keep doing it." 37 years later, it's been consecutive for 37 years.
Oh, my God. That's tremendous.
Yeah, so I'll be there. I'll be able to watch the game, roll out of bed after Wednesday show.
Right. That's always the big show.
Which always is a big night because everyone's out. It's like a Saturday night.
It is. It's the biggest bar night of the
year. So I'll roll
year.
out of bed and be watching the game, man.
That's tremendous. All right, so I'm going to give a pick. The Steelers already played, so I usually go Steelers. Last week I went with the Detroit Lions. They were minus 13.5. Jeff Parles thought it was too many points. He said, no, do it. And they slaughtered Jacksonville. So I'm going back to the well with the Lions. My preseason pick to win the Super Bowl. I know a lot of people did. But the Lions are in Indianapolis, 7.5. The hook, the half point scares me a little bit. I kind of like it at 7. But I feel like the Lions are just too strong. I think I saw a graphic right before the show. They've held their last 5 opponents under 18 points. The Colts still trying to figure it out with Anthony Richardson. I think Detroit is going to be ready for that game. And then they got to play on Thanksgiving. So I don't think they're looking past Indianapolis and looking forward to Thanksgiving. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. So I like the Lions. I'm riding them all year so far. It's been very good. All right, now we have a special pick from one of our punchies. He's been there since the beginning. It's my buddy Reno Paul. He gets very excited to do these. So we got Reno Paul giving some picks. Here we go. Go for it.
What's up? It's your boy Reno Paul on a Friday, giving out picks on Friday with the best daily sports show being off for a week. I made yins a hand turkey with 5 picks to gobble on. So let's get it started with tonight. And I hate to do this. I freaking hate to do this. But I got to take the Celtics at minus 14.5 at the Wizards. Moving on to Saturday, we get the Lakers back against the Thuggets. And I don't have a line yet, but it looks like the Joker is out, so the Lakers have a very good shot, especially if the soon-to-be Rookie of the Year, Westside Connect 4 starts. Take all of his overs. God, do I love this kid. He's amazing. Okay, on Sunday, the NFL, San Francisco at Green Bay. San Francisco needs a W so bad, I'm taking the 3.5 and adding Debo at plus 140 for an anytime touchdown. I want Christian McCaffrey too, but he's still finding his legs, so we'll see. Last one, Turkey Day. I'm taking the Giants at plus 2.5 in Dallas because we all know Jake Paul has more wins in Jerry World than the Cowboys do. Oh, and you know some fatty is going to be going on Tommy Cutlets. Oh, I'm going to miss my daily dose of comedy and sports this week so bad. But I really hope you have a great week off. And anyone who wants to hit me up on Instagram, my Instagram handle is Paul_Shug. It's Paul_SHUG. And we can spill the tea all week. Have a great one, guys. Talk to you soon.
Outstanding from one of our main punchies, Reno Paul. Way to go, buddy. That's good. I'm going to do the picks. I'm going to do the parlay. He loves the 8-leggers. I swore to him, if he ever hits one of these big parlays, we're putting it on the show. Sean, same way. Sean, do you have a big parlay brewing this weekend? Yeah. How many legs? 12. He sounds so enthusiastic. Yeah, 12. Also want to point out, we are off all next week. We have a break for Thanksgiving. That'll be the first time I've had a break in over a year doing the show, and as well. So we're looking forward to it. Next Thursday's Thanksgiving. It's also Courtney's birthday. Happy birthday, Courtney. But I want to point out to everybody, before the weekend, come down and do Our jackpot parlay card, it's over here. Here it is. Jackpot parlay card, $25,000 guaranteed. These are all the rivalry games that'll be played on the weekend of Saturday, November 30th. $5 could get you minimum 25 grand. It's probably going to go up. So come down. These are all these great matchups. Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame, USC, Maryland at Penn State. That sounds odd because Big Ten. But South Carolina, Clemson's going to be a great game. Washington at Oregon, Miami and Syracuse. So come down, fill out a parlay card. You could win big.
And just to clarify that it's only Punchlines.
Only Punchlines.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. Sports by the Book will be here getting you all your facts that you need for all the Thanksgiving games, all the really important college basketball games that are kicking off, NBA, NHL. So just this show's taking a break for a week. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back on Monday, December 2nd, actually, I believe. Is that Monday, December? That sounds right. We're not done yet. We still got some show to go.
I like the Broncos.
What's that? You like the Broncos?
Was it at 6 and it went down to 4.5?
Does that sound right to you, Sean?
I saw it at 6, -6. But Broncos,
Raiders.
Raiders.
That game's here. That's here against the Raiders.
I actually like the Broncos. I think I love their defense.
I hate
and
Sean
that Bo
Payton.
Nix is actually
He's actually looking good. I hate Sean Payton, but he's a very good coach. He knows how to work with a young quarterback.
And
Bo
I
Nix
like Arizona at Seattle.
That's the pick I wanted to give out. I don't know if B-Town Dummy was watching. I do like Arizona. I think Seattle pulled out a squeaker against the Niners last week. I do like Arizona. Kyler Murray, they're a good young team. I do like Arizona too.
Well, they ran havoc over the Bears' defense, which is pretty stout. And they just ran up and down the field, and I just think they're only given one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not a bad. Not a bad game. Keith Lyle pointed something out that I shouldn't read, but I will. The Browns are the first team in NFL history to have 3 or more turnovers, 8 or more penalties, have no more than 1 third down conversion, blow a 12-point lead, and still win the game. Thanks a lot for that, Keith. That makes the loss.
What about
worse.
Detroit's game? The guy throws 5 interceptions and they still win.
That's how good that team is. I know.
I mean, how do you not take advantage? So what did they only turn them into field goals? They didn't get any touchdowns out of that?
Which one? The Detroit game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember that stat because we gave it on the show too. God, that's when you know you're good. You can have your quarterback throw 5 picks and you're like, we'll win.
Yeah. No, that's a big sign.
Now, here's the thing. Everyone in America likes the underdog. Everyone kind of doesn't mind Detroit. But as a Bears fan, I mean, I know you hate them because they're in your division.
Well, you know what? I really don't mind it because they were the doormat of that division for so long. And I have friends from Detroit. And, I'm happy they're finally getting their day.
You can't root for the Packers, though.
No.
Never. Vikings?
No, the fact that they've beaten us 11 times since 2018.
Ridiculous. 2,150
and the chance
days.
that we had a chance to break that.
We showed all the reaction videos of fans. It was
So what's your take on that? Do you think they should have ran another play or what?
I think you go. The field goal was only 46 yards. Yeah, and you got Santos as a good kicker. I mean, you're supposed to.
No, what do you think about this talk that penalty should have been called?
Because you can't touch
they rammed
the center.
They rammed the guy, the lineman into the center from behind.
It seems like.
And it wasn't called.
It seems like field goals. I don't know how the NFL is going to do that, but it seems like there's something wrong on every snap in a field goal. I don't know if you can't.
I'll be honest with you. I wish they'd get rid of field goals, or I wish they would you can't kick a field goal unless it's over 50 yards.
That's not a bad idea.
No, seriously,
that rule's not bad.
Why you got one guy comes out in a clean outfit, never had to block anyone, never had to tackle anybody, never threw a pass. No. And he gets X amount of dollars for kicking this ball through the. And you guys have been busting their ass all game, breaking each other's heads.
I like the idea. Only 50 yards and over.
Yeah,
that's it.
And there's no extra point. You got to run it. You got to play it for. You got to run it. Or pass it.
What if there wasn't a kicker, like somebody from the team? Just anybody. You had to
so then it's got to be like a linebacker.
Yeah.
There's no kick, no special kicker.
No special kicker.
Oh, you're putting people out of work, Ann. Geez, she's like, all the kickers are like.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's not bad.
That's interesting.
The two of you got to contact NFL. No kickers, nothing over 50.
Well, then they would just convert the punters, right?
Oh, that's true. There's a lot of There's a lot of holes in your plan.
No punters.
No punters. No one's allowed to touch the ball.
This is why Walter Payton was the best football player ever.
He was amazing.
He was the third-string quarterback.
He was the emergency quarterback.
He was the second-string punter.
Was he really?
And, he was
the best running back.
Yeah.
I love watching him run.
And when he had to stay back and block, he leveled people.
Yeah. Sweetness was the best. All right.
He really was.
We just have a couple things in the punch bowl. We got a punch bowl graphic here. So, John, you can pull these out if you want. And then there's a corresponding video clip. So, if you want to pull something out of the bowl, I got it. There we go. Do you want to pull that? Pull out a piece of paper. Read to me what's on there.
Okay. It says, question, John, what's the best dining experience besides South Point?
Yeah, well, besides South Point.
That you've had in Vegas.
Yeah, what's some of your favorite spots?
This is tough.
Because you're a local now.
I tell you what, for lunch, it's Norm's on Flamingo, Norm's Italian Cuisine.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
Oh, my God. You could go in there for $15 and get a beautiful salmon. You could get lamb chops.
What?
With a beautiful salad, $15.
Do you guys know this place, locals, Vince?
It's Norm's on Flamingo.
Nora's.
God,
Nora's.
what am I saying? Norm's.
Norm's is a diner in L.A. That's what you're thinking
That's
of.
what I said.
There's Norm's in L.A.
Nora's on Flamingo, just west of Decatur.
Okay.
It's awesome for lunch. You can't beat it.
Okay.
And the breadsticks are, garlic breadsticks they give you for an extra buck. They keep bringing them in.
Oh, have you ever had the breadsticks at
you got to go to
Olive
Nora's.
Garden? Have you ever?
No, I got another one though because
give us another one.
This is where a lot of Raiders go because it's right down the street from the practice facility.
The St. Marie Parkway.
It's called Romano's Deli in Inspirata.
Vince, do you know this one? Romano's Deli, and is it towards
It's in Inspirata, and it's called Romano's Deli. The guy had 2 restaurants in Chicago, moved out here. He's got the pizza ovens. He makes all these linguine and shrimp and dishes. He's got great beef sandwiches, great sausage.
Okay, I'm having Italian food tonight. So
really, you got to check it out, Romano's.
Okay. All right. The reason I show that is because last night there was like a fancy dinner out on the Strip. So everyone goes, "Oh, have you ever had dinner on the Strip?" No, these people had dinner on the Strip. So here we go. Look at this fancy dinner they had. So they had tables set up before they did some practice runs. All the rich people. There you go. The F1 race is Saturday. If you want to come down and bet it, we have F1 bets. We have a sheet somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So just come down and bet Max Verstappen, basically. That's all. It's the only driver I know. So there you go. All right, we got one
If you like tie, wear a tie. You ever hear of this? It's on Rainbow.
Wear a tie? That's
Warm Springs and Rainbow.
Oh, I thought it was like wear a tie.
WEERA.
Oh, okay.
Tie.
I know. Wear a tie. It's like a fancy tie.
You wear a tie, you get 5% off.
We get chicken we throw in for free.
All right, here we go.
All right, this is the last one.
Question. After his teammate hits a shot to put his team up by 60 points.
I have a multiple choice.
What did this hoop player do?
Okay, it's a multiple choice for you. All right, hold on. Here we go.
After his teammate hits.
It's the last show, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Did he... Hold on, folks. It's live television. Here we go. Did he A? All right, so this guy, after he hit a shot, did he A, run down the court and slide on his belly like a slip and slide? Did he B, run down the court, stop, do a twirl, then followed by doing the splits? Or C, run down the court and take off his pants? Which one do you think he did? Young high schooler after hitting a big shot. His buddy ran down and did this. So what do you think? Slip and slide, twirl in the splits, or take off his pants?
I'll say the twirl and the splits.
All right, he's going with B. Let's roll the clip. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, his buddy hits a shot, puts his team up by 60. They're rubbing it in. So here's the kid. He does this funny rundown and then stops, little twirl, and the split.
I called it.
He did.
You called it.
You called it. John, you somehow knew that one. Very good.
He didn't even make the shot.
No, he didn't. His buddy
I thought it was the guy that made the shot.
I think, here's the thing. Here's my take on this. I think it's bench play. They're up by 60. So I think it's bench guys that never get to play. Oh. So he's so excited that he was on the court for a shot being made that he wanted to celebrate even though he didn't hit the shot.
Oh, I thought it was him with the
shot. No,
I
know. That was my bad. I think I typed that wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and say thank you for watching the show. We got Kenny White's Dog of the Day coming up. We did get it. Sean called? I called Kenny White. So, John, thank you very much. So people can go down and see it Delirious all weekend.
Yeah, 7 to 9, Thursday, Friday. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next week.
Okay, nights. And then Chicago, you're going to be coming home to Zanies.
Minidar could catch him in Chicago.
That's what I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, Minidar.
Go to Minidar, Chicago?
I feel like Minidar, Chicago.
Minidar, Chicago, we think so. Go out and see John.
Zanies in Rosemont, yes.
Very cool. All right, John, thank you for coming in. Again, ladies and gentlemen, only this program will be off next week. We'll be back Monday, December 2nd. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Joe D'Amico wished it to everybody. Happy birthday to Courtney. We have Kenny White's Dog of the Day. Make sure you watch Kenny White and Alex on Sports by the Book Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And we got the big Football Frenzy show at 2 o'clock today in 1 hour. Okay, so here we go. Kenny White's Dog of the Day. He likes Nebraska plus 11 tonight at Creighton. And ladies and gentlemen, here's our dog of the day. We always end with a cute dog clip. What do we have today? I can't remember. Here we There. Oh, wait. Oh, no, Ann. Oh, you have it. Vince is calling it. Here we go. Here's our dog of the day. What is going on here? They're sharing a tennis ball. There it is. We're like the local news, John. We like to end with a cute dog clip.
I saw that at TikTok or something.
Did you really? Yeah.
Instagram or something.
We throw dog clips on. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice, safe, and winning Thanksgiving. Make sure you come down to the South Point. It's going to be great. Play your parlay card. We will see you Monday, December 2nd. That's it. Right? I'm Frank Nicotero. Punchlines. Line stands for Live in Nevada every show. Bye-bye.